Hi guys, I'm Courtney from Cocoro Crochet, and if you don't know me already, I make really cute plushies and sell them online and at open markets and craft fairs and things like that. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I started crocheting, how I got into it, and how grateful I am for how far it's taken me in my journey. So a little bit of background story. I have always loved plushies. I have always been obsessed with plushies. There was a point in my life when, as a young child, we were preparing to move to a different state. And in doing so, we were like cleaning out our garage. And that's when we realized that we had probably over 1,000 plushies, maybe even like 1,500 plushies in the garage in varying sizes. Some of them were really small, some of them were really big. And yeah, that's when I realized maybe I have a problem. But it's not really a problem because plushies are so cute and adorable and I just love them so much and they're so cuddly and just amazing to have. So I have always been like this. Even in my adulthood, I've collected plushies from various places. I love Build-A-Bear. I love just plushies in general. Every time I'm in a store, I see plushies and I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute. So that's some background. I am a plushie lover. Fast forward to a little bit over a year ago, I was, on Twitter, and I was looking at Sugary Carousel. If you don't know Sugary Carousel, it's a small business that makes really, really cute plushies. She makes cows. They are adorable, and cows are one of my favorite animals. And I just really look up to her. I think it's so cool that she gets to make cute plushies for a living, and they are really cute. I'm obsessed. They're so cute. I have 4 of her plushies so far. So that kind of re-sparked my actively thinking about plushies. For a while I was more so just like passively collecting them and not really thinking about them too much. Fast forward a little bit further, I'm scrolling Instagram. I'm seeing these cute handmade cow plushies and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is handmade. If it's handmade, I will attempt to make it. I have always been a girl who is interested in just making it myself. If I see something I like, instead of buying it in a really convenient way, I will take the long way and source the supplies that I need and learn a new skill and try and make it myself. So that's basically what I did here. I saw these cute cow plushies on Twitter that are really, really beautiful, but they are manufactured plushies, they're not handmade. And then I moved on to seeing handmade cow plushies on Instagram and going from there to, wow, I can make this myself. So yeah, I just love cows, I love plushies, and that's really what sparked my interest in starting to learn how to crochet, because I wanted to make my own plushies just for me to have. As I started crocheting, it took me about a week to learn the basics. I just came on YouTube, I learned how to make chains, I learned how to single crochet, I learned how to slip stitch, and I learned how to make a magic ring or a magic circle. Those were really the first steps. It took me like a week to learn the very basics of crochet. And with those few types of stitches and techniques, you can really do so many different things, particularly if you're making amigurumi, because a lot of amigurumis are really a lot of single crochet and learning and knowing how to work in spiral rounds, at least the ones that I've come across. So really learning those basic kind of stitches helped me to be able to make so many different types of plushies. And from there, if I came across a new stitch that I didn't know already, like half double crochet, double crochet, treble crocheting, it's really easy to learn those new stitches after you know the basics. It's pretty easy to kind of understand the mechanisms of crocheting pretty quickly, for me at least. So yes, it took me about a week to learn the basics. I started making amigurumis. I made this really ugly little duckling out of yarn that I've had since I was literally a child. It was yarn that my sister had used for some school project. And I used a crochet hook that I have had, again, since childhood. My mom had bought us these learn how to crochet kits, and we didn't really ever use them. Maybe that one day, but like I really have no memory of using this crochet stick for crochet. I would use it for so many other random things. Like if I needed a long stick for something, like something random that I was doing, I would use that crochet stick. So I've always carried it with me. I've always found it useful for everything else, but I didn't know how to crochet, and I wasn't thinking about learning how to crochet. I just thought of it as this like long metal stick that I could use for so many different things, and I did. I used that crochet hook that I've had. I used that old yarn that I've had for so long. And then I made this ugly little duckling that I never even finished because my yarn was in like this ombre blues and lavender color, and it didn't look like a duckling at all. It was just like a blue lavender blob. But it was just a way for me to practice these new stitches that I had learned, the single crochet, the magic ring, chaining, slip stitching, all of that. And I used the help of YouTube videos. So my first main YouTuber that I was really paying attention to in the crochet community that really helped me learn how to crochet, and I was following her tutorials, was Amia Moore. She has really amazing videos, especially if you're a beginner, really awesome tutorials, and that really just takes you step by step through the process of making whatever it is that the tutorial is making. So in the beginning, I made some little mushrooms, I made that little ugly duckling, I attempted to make a Yoshi that I never finished, but I would love to return to, because I think now, knowing what I know and having the skill that I have, it would come out so cute. But at the time, I couldn't fully tell the difference between the right side of the fabric and the wrong side of the fabric. I had no real understanding of that. I knew that they were suggesting that you flip your fabric inside out, but I didn't really understand if it was starting inside out or if it was already inside out. I was just very confused, very lost at the time. So those early plushies came out looking pretty crappy in hindsight. But it took me maybe like a month to get to a point where I was like, wow, these look really good, and feeling very proud of my work. So it was pretty fast. Crocheting is really easy to get the hang of, and crochet could be hard to understand the basics at first, but once you get that, you're off to the races, and it's really easy to do a lot of other different crochet things. So yeah, when I was first starting, I was mainly crocheting for myself just because I love plushies so much. It was really just a hobby. I'm also a full-time student, so it was a way of coping with working for free for people. It was a way for me to just turn to a hobby and kind of relax and take some time for myself and do something that I enjoy. And it's also something that has much more immediate gratification than the work I was doing for school. For school, it was like these long projects that would take months or even years to complete, and I didn't have the gusto for it, and I just still don't, and I was feeling very down about it because you're working on something for so long and it takes a really long time to see results or the fruits of your labor. You're really working for your future, not your present. Whereas for crochet, I'm building something and it's coming to life before my eyes, and it's taking like a few hours, but at the end of the day, I have something to show for my hard work. I have something to show for the skills that I've learned, the techniques that I've learned. And I made this. This is something that I made, and it feels really personal and precious to me. Each and every plushie that I've made just feels so precious to me. Sometimes it's really hard to let them go when I'm selling them at markets or selling them online, or even when someone commissions me for something like, oh, I want this cute capybara, and I made this cute capybara and now I want to keep it for myself. But I've given it obviously to my customer. Knowing that I can always make it again. So yeah, I had beginnings of just doing it for a hobby, doing it to de-stress, doing it to take my mind off of school, doing it to have a product that I could be proud of in the now as opposed to in the future. And then as I was kind of posting them on my Instagram stories, on my personal Instagram, my friends were seeing them and they were like, oh my gosh, these were so cute. They were like really hyping me up and being very supportive. And then I was like, okay, now I want to make gifts for people to practice my crochet, to enhance my skills. So I started offering everyone, oh my gosh, I will totally make you a gift, and you know, what do you want, and help me practice my crochet. And I said that to pretty much everyone I know, and I feel really bad now because unfortunately it's been a year and I still haven't given people gifts. Some people I did end up getting gifts, some people bought things from me. But like I literally told everyone I know, oh my gosh, I'll make something for you. Let me practice my crochet. And then I ended up with like a list of 50 gifts to make that I never actually got to because school was busy and because eventually I started selling my crochet and I needed to make sure I had enough plushies to sell at my markets and things like that. So I just didn't have time for gifts anymore. In my heart, I still really would love to give people gifts, and I just don't have like enough time right now. And I don't know that I ever will. So if I promised you a plushie as a gift, I am so sorry. And I love you, and I hope you still love me. I'm sorry. Then I've gone from crocheting for myself to crocheting hopefully for other people so that I can improve my skills. And then as people continued to hype me up and really tell me how much they love my plushies and how cute they are, as strangers started to tell me that as I was posting on my crochet Instagram that I had created, then I was like, I could like sell these. Maybe I should. People were kind of suggesting that to me as well. Like, yeah, you should set up an Etsy, set up an online shop. And I still haven't done an Etsy yet. I think I probably will soon because I have so many patterns that I have designed and want to release. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. But yes, at the time I was thinking, oh wow, I could definitely make money off of this. I was seeing all of these big crochet accounts with tens of thousands of followers, sometimes hundreds of thousands of followers, selling their work. And I'm like, I can do that too. Like, I'm making these cute plushies. Everyone around me recognizes how cute they are. Let me go do that. So I started applying to open markets. I was fortunate enough to apply to a very big one in the city that I live in, and it was geared towards artists and, you know, crafters and things like that. So it was easy for me to set fair prices for my plushies and still expect people to want to buy them. Handmade crochet plushies should be priced fairly, and a lot of times fair prices are high for them because they take so much time, effort, expensive materials, skill, things like that. So I applied to this market, I got into it, I sold for 3 days over the summer. It wasn't back to back, it was like one day and then I'd have like a month and a half to prepare for the next one and then a month and a half to prepare for the last one. And then I started selling my plushies, and it was really amazing going from my friends and family telling me how cute my plushies are to absolute strangers who have no connection to me, connecting to me through my plushies that they just value so much, that they think are so cute, that their kids want, that adults like me who love plushies wanted. So yeah, it was just really beautiful being able to go from someone who never thought I would own a business, never saw myself as a businesswoman or an entrepreneur, to going to a person who has now sold hundreds, probably a thousand plushies. So that's really my crochet journey. That's how I got into crochet, why I started crocheting, how crocheting has helped me. And it's been really an amazing journey, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being on this journey with me. If you're interested in seeing some of the plushies that I've made, I post on Instagram, so you can follow me at Cocoro Crochet on Instagram. I also have a website, cocorocrochet.com, and you can check my work out. Leave me a like, comment below where you're at on your own crochet journey, if you've started crocheting, if you want to learn how to crochet, if you have any questions or comments, let me know below, and make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.